Today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to scale to 10k per month as a video editor in 2025. Even if you're stuck right now editing 12 hours a day for shitty clients who pay you an insulting amount. This isn't some generic YouTube tutorial. This is the full thing. A free full-length course on how to actually build a six-figure editing business from scratch. No gatekeeping, no upsell, just the real playbook that I used to go from 2k a month, burnt out and begging for work, to 10k per month, working 4 hours a day for high-paying clients like Nathan Nazareth and Sterling Cooper. And I didn't get there through learning After Effects. I got there through building a system that treats editing like a business, not like a side hustle. The same system that took TimeEgg from a 9-to-5 SaaS job that he hated to pulling in over $7,000 every single month editing simple videos for info product creators. It took Karen from stuck at 2k a month to scaling over 9k a month. And it helped Martin from drowning in debt to running a six-figure editing agency and finally living free. This isn't theory, this actually works. So if you're serious about scaling this editing thing into a real business, the kind that pays you to live your life on your own terms, then watch this video the whole way through. Take notes, lock in, and get rid of any distractions, because this video has the potential to change your life forever. Alright, let's get into it. So as you can see in front of you, today we have a lot to cover. I've made this whole Miro board and today we're going to break it down in extreme detail. This is the exact system to scale to 10k a month with video editing. So what exactly are we going to cover? First, the system and why traditional video editing is dead and what we're going to do instead. Number two, we're going to build the foundations, establish our offer, niche, and branding. Number three, we're going to go over the guerrilla acquisition engine, how we can land high ticket clients consistently and reliably. Number four, sales mastery. We're going to learn how to sell over the phone so we can close clients with ease. Fifth and finally, we're going to go over productized editing, how we can turn the service of video editing into a product so we can deliver high quality work fast. So let's jump into part number one, the system itself. You see, the creator economy is experiencing a massive change, and now there are only two types of creators. First, we have entertainment creators. These are creators who make their money through YouTube AdSense. This is where advertisers pay to put adverts on people's videos. YouTube takes 60% of that money and they give the creator 40% of the money. So if entertainment creators want to make more money, they have to get more views. But the question is, how do you get more views? Number one, you have to make the videos have mass appeal. They have to appeal to as many people as possible. Anyone from a 4-year-old to a 60-year-old. If you can get this entire age demographic, you can get a lot more views. For example, this video that you're watching right now does not have mass appeal. It's a very niche video. I'm targeting video editors making 1 to 2k a month. How many people are there like that? Maybe 100,000. So if the gods were looking down on me and blessing me, this video could get 100,000 views at a maximum. So if you make one of these Mr. Beast videos like world's fastest car versus a cheetah, this could appeal to anybody. This could appeal to my younger brother. This could appeal to my mother. But the more appeal it has, the more views it can get. But mass appeal isn't enough, because if the video is shit, it's still not going to get that many views. So the second thing we need is hyper editing. You could say hyper editing and kind of hyper packaging. The video has to be crazily edited. I'm talking about crazy 3D animations every 5 seconds. Because if the video doesn't have this, the viewer's going to get bored. They're going to click off. But YouTube measures the success of a video through retention. So the higher that they can get the retention, the more views they are going to get. That's why if you watch any of these Mr. Beast videos or any of these Sidemen videos, the editing is absolutely crazy. Don't get me wrong, it's world-class work, but it's quite frankly headache-inducing. honestly, to keep people's attention nowadays with short form content, something needs to be happening every other second. And if they don't have that, retention will decrease and the video will get less views, and less views means less money. So here's an example of the earnings of one of these entertainment creators. I'd estimate that for every 100,000 views they get, they will make $250. Why? Because their RPM, their revenue per mil, which is how much they get paid per 1,000 views, will be about $2.50. So 100k views would make them $250. Without getting ahead of myself, getting a video 100k views is not an easy task. And if you're an editor, you have to hyper edit a video to make it get 100k views. And for the creator to just break even, they'd have to pay you only $250. You might start to see why working with these entertainment creators is not the best idea. But you'll see a lot of editors on YouTube flexing that they're working with these creators. Sure, you're making cool edits. These creators have a large subscriber count, but is it really the most efficient way to be making money as a video editor? On the other end of the spectrum, we have educational creators. These are smaller channels, maybe 1,000, maybe 10,000, maybe up to 100,000 subscribers, but they often don't even have ads turned on. A couple examples of these educational creators. Number one, we have Sue. This guy's my mentor. He's absolutely killing it on YouTube, but if you look, he's only getting 2.5k, 2k, 3k, 1.9k. This isn't that many views, but as we can see up here, and I have seen firsthand that he is making $151,000 every single month from a channel with 6.8k subscribers. Same with this kid here. He's called Alexi. He's only like 15 years old. He has 3.28 thousand subscribers. He gets 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, nearly 2,000 views. And he makes, as we can see up here, $56,000. Now, I know this is going to be hard to believe for a lot of you, but if you go onto these guys' YouTube channels, they have evidence. I'm talking empirical evidence that they make this amount of money. So how do they make their money? Usually they make their money through selling their own info products. If you don't know what an info product is, it's just a digital product. It's a product that's hosted online. It's usually a course, coaching, ebook, anything like that. Educational channels help people solve problems. So if their info product helps people solve the same problems, they can make a lot of money. As long as the videos are hyper targeted to a specific group of people, they can make a lot of money from low views. Let me break down an example for you. This is an example of how 100,000 views could equal $60,000. You might think this is crazy, but this is actually extremely reasonable. So the video gets 100,000 views, and of those 100,000 views, 2,000 people click the link in their description. And the link in the description will be a landing page. The landing page will be selling their digital product. And in order to buy it, because it's quite an expensive item, there will be a sales call in between landing on the page and buying the product, because they want to make sure that it's the right type of people with the right budget buying the product. So out of the 2,000 people who click on the page, let's say 10% of them, so 200 people, book a sales call because they're interested in buying the product. Of those 200 people who book, let's just say that only 150 show up, because not everybody who books a call is going to show up to the call. And of those 150 people who show up, let's say 30 of them buy a $2,000 offer. 30 times $2,000 is $60,000. That's $60,000 from 100,000 views. But on the other hand, if we look at the entertainment channel, 100,000 views for them is only $250. $250 versus $60,000. Can you see why one category of creators can afford to pay you a lot of money while the other category of creators with the same amount of views can't afford jack shit? So what does this tell us? The harsh truth is that video editing as a business model is unscalable. It's the reason that you are stuck where you are right now. That might be 1K, 2K, 3K, even 5K a month. But where you are, you're stuck. The reason that you're stuck is the traditional model of video editing. So this is how the traditional freelance video editing model is run. Usually, the gurus of the space promote working with entertainment creators. I'm not going to name names, but if you watch any other editing guide, tutorial, how to make money with video editing, they're flexing that they've worked with Mr. Beast, Jesser, the Sidemen, which is cool. Sure, they're working with creators with 20 million subscribers, 100 million subscribers, but as we saw earlier, it's not always as glamorous as it seems. So with this traditional freelance video editing, better editing equals more per video. The only way that you can make more money is to get better at editing. Let's imagine an editor who charges $50 for their video. The video is probably not that good, therefore they only charge $50 for it. It could be some basic cuts and maybe a title screen. Now let's imagine the editor that charges $3,000 for a video. I know this because I've charged $3,000 for a video. That video has to be absolutely crazy. I'm talking about the craziest After Effects animations you've ever seen. I'm talking about layers, hundreds of layers of sound effects. So therefore, the only way to make more money with freelance video editing is to get better at editing. But here's the issue. Better edits require a larger time investment. Think about it. No matter how fast you get, no matter how optimized your workflow is, the only way to make really cool, better edits is to spend more time doing it. For example, back to the 3K video, it took me nearly 4 weeks to edit the video that I got paid $3,000 for, which is cool, but it's only a 3K month. Now, you might be thinking, okay, it takes more time to edit a longer video, so I'll just charge more. Now, you might be thinking, okay, if a better edit takes me more time, I'll just charge more for the video. That's how it works, right? Well, in reality, it doesn't really scale like that. The time increase that it takes you to edit that better video is greater than the pay increase that the creator will pay you for that better video. Because as we established earlier, no matter how many views they get, even if they get 1 million views, that's still only $2,500 and they're not going to want to give you all of that. And to make a video perform 10 times better, you're going to have to be editing like crazy. Maybe even a video for a whole month. The time increase to edit the better video, but the pay increase that you get are not directly proportional. It will look something like this. If this is the time per video, and this is the pay you're going to get, sure, at first, the more time you spend, the more the pay is going to increase, but eventually, it will flatten out. Till eventually, from here to here, this could be spending 2 days, but this could be 2 weeks, so 14 days. The pay is increased from there to there. That's not worth it because the creator can't afford to pay you any more money. And here's the thing. Sure, there are entertainment creators that can pay you 5, 10 grand for a video. For a creator to pay you 10 grand for a video for a month of your work, they have to have hundreds of millions of subscribers. And there's really not many of those creators around, so good luck finding one that wants to work with you. Here's an example. Let's say you're getting paid $1,000 for a video, and the time per video, the TPV, is 2 weeks. That means that you can only make maximum is 2K in the month. Which sure, it's okay, but this is an entry-level video editing wage. We want to be making 10, 15, 20K per month from editing. So it's obvious that the traditional model of freelance video editing is completely dead. It's the reason that you're stuck. On the other hand, we have something called content operating. Content operators work with the educational channels that we were talking about earlier. And the thing about educational channels is they want simple videos. Why do they want simple videos? Because it attracts a qualified audience. Qualified meaning a group of people who have the money, have the time to buy their product. Again, if we go back and look at these channels up here, these videos are not hyper edited. The editor probably spent 4, maybe 8 hours on the video at a maximum. And for these, the editor maybe spent an hour on it, tops. But because they want simple videos, the videos can be edited in a couple of hours. But because the creators are rich, they can afford to pay you high ticket retainers. Here's an example. Let's say we're charging $250 a video. Sure, that's not as impressive as charging $1,000, $2,000 for a video, but the video is undoubtedly simpler, so we can't charge that much. $250 a video is a fair rate for a simple yet professional video, but because it's simple, it only takes us 2 hours to edit. So if we work 6 hours a day, that's 3 videos, 5 days a week, it comes out to $15K per month. That's right. With the content operating model, you can make $15K a month with only 6 hours of work a day. Whereas before, with traditional freelance video editing, working 12 hours a day, making hyper edited videos, working 6-7 days a week, you can only make 2K a month. 2K a month compared to 15K a month, working less. Which one are you going to pick? If you want to make $10,000 to $15,000 a month from video editing, content operating is the only viable option in 2025. So here's why content operating works. First, the clients are rich entrepreneurs who are selling info products through YouTube. As a rule of thumb in business as general, you want to work with rich clients. Rich clients give you no headache. For example, I've worked with Sterling Cooper. He makes multiple 7 figures every single year. However, he gave me zero headache whatsoever, even though he was paying me thousands of dollars a month, because that was such a minuscule drop in the amount he was making. He was giving me zero headache. He'd send me a video, give me no instructions, I'd give him a video pack, and he would love it no matter what I did. As long as it was making him money, he didn't care. On the other hand, if you were working with a creator who was only making 5K a month and you were charging them 2K a month, they are going to have some seriously high standards for you because you're taking the majority of their income and they expect a lot from you if you're taking that much. Next, we're selling these entrepreneurs simple editing, designed to save these entrepreneurs time and bring them qualified traffic. If you can position your service as something that 1, saves them time, and 2, will bring them more qualified traffic, it is easy to charge $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month for your service. Next, the videos take us less than 2 hours to edit, so we can do multiple of them every single day. We can do 2, 3, even 4 a day. And if we're charging $250 each, that is a lot of money. The creators that we're working for can make over $10,000 for a video. If we go back to this numbers breakdown, with 100,000 views, they are making $60,000. So it is not unreasonable for one of these creators to be making 10K plus per video. So if a creator is making $10,000 on a video, it's a no-brainer for them to pay an editor $250 just to clean it up, make it more professional, and even give it the chance to get it more views. And if they want 2 videos a week, that's 2K a month retainers. And with only 5 clients, that's an easy 10K month. And content operating works. It was the business model that allowed me to pay for me and my family to go to Dubai. This is me and my brother stood in front of the Burj Khalifa. It's the business model that allows me to take out my girlfriend on these amazing dates at these incredible places. This is in London, in Canary Wharf. It's also paid for me to go to Amsterdam with my friend. This is a picture that we took. We couldn't take that many pictures there because it was some absolutely crazy shit we did there, but we just randomly, spontaneously took up and went to Amsterdam. It's also allowed me to go to this with Barcelona with another friend that I went to, all paid for through content operating. Now, this business model works and it gives you the freedom to live a life like this. Next is the foundations. Now you understand why the system works, we need to lay the foundations for a successful business. And the first step of that is picking a niche. For a niche to support a 10 to 20K a month content operating business, it needs to meet the following criteria. Number 1, does the niche make educational videos? This means that a simple editing style will benefit them, as they shouldn't care about views, more so about attracting the right type of person to their channel. Number 2 is their ICP, their ideal client profile, over the age of 20. Channels that are trying to appeal to a more mature audience like over 20-year-olds often have simpler videos, which us as content operators specialize in. And number 3, is it unreasonable for somebody in this niche to be making over $250,000 per year? There is nothing worse than working with a broke client. Like I said earlier, they are demanding and will make your life a living hell. So obviously not everybody in the niche is going to be making $250,000 per year. But if we pick a market that in general can afford a high ticket retainer, selling our content operating services will be a lot easier. So here are some examples of good niches that we can pick for our content operating business. Number 1 is online business coaches. These are people who sell business models. Someone like Brez Scales, he sells the business model of freelance brand scaling. TJR sells the business model of trading. Iman Gadji used to sell the model of SMMA. But again, even with these online business coaches, a lot of them target teenagers. So find online business coaches that target older people, that target 30, 40-year-olds looking to start a side hustle or online business. Another example of a niche is retirement and wealth advisors. Of course, these people are making a lot of money. They're working with rich old people. And the thing is, rich old people do not want to watch a hyper edited video. It would give them a fucking stroke if they had to watch a Mr. Beast or Iman Gadji video. So you can come in, help clean up these retirement and wealth advisors videos, increase their retention, get them more qualified traffic, and then they'll pay you a couple of grand a month for that. Easy. These firms are making $1 million a month. Of course, they can afford to pay you 2-3 grand a month. Next, B2B SaaS founders. This is really niche. I found the niche of a niche you can go, the easier it will be to land clients because other editors haven't got there yet. Another one is high-end health practitioners, stuff like biohacking or like some advanced yoga technique. Again, a niche that targets older people. And finally, real estate educators. We all know that real estate is one of the wealthiest markets in the world. So if you could get involved in that, there's some crazy money to be made in there. Now, step 2 is to define your offer. The offer is nothing more than the transformation. An offer isn't editing. Editing is just a vehicle. Offer is the transformation that you're helping your client make through video editing. So as it says here, you need to get crystal clear on the transformation that you're helping your niche make through video editing. So what's your video editing going to do for the people in this niche? Is it going to get them more views? Will it increase their retention, more sales? Whatever you pick, whatever it is, make sure that you can actually back it up with empirical evidence. I see so many editors on Twitter saying that I'll help increase your attention by 30%, but they have no evidence to back it up. So they look stupid and no one will ever trust them. So if you say you can get a creator more views, have a screenshot of a before and after where you've actually got a creator more views, or higher retention, have the retention graph. If you say you can help them get them more sales, get their payment processor, whatever it is, make sure you can back it up. Or if you can't get their payment processor, get a testimonial or something. But whatever it is, make sure you have the empirical evidence. Whatever you pick, this is going to be the guiding light on how we can write the copy for our landing page and our outreach script. Because if we can tell somebody that we can get them to their desired situation and our vehicle is video editing, well, they're going to be inclined to buy. Next, we need to build a deliverables package that can get them the results that we picked earlier. Now, the thing is, if you want to break past 2K a month, 5K a month as an editor, you need to develop a wider skill set than just editing. If you don't have any other skill set but editing, you have 2 options. You can either learn how to, or you can hire somebody to do it. You can either learn how to make thumbnails, or you can hire somebody who can make thumbnails for you. You can either learn how to write scripts or hire somebody who can write scripts for you. Learning takes more time, and hiring is probably cheaper. I know hiring kind of seems like this scary thing, but in reality, you can pay somebody in a third world country $500 a month flat to do all of the work for you. And if that adds more value to your deliverables, then that is completely worth it. It's going to help you land more clients. 10K per month can be reached just by selling editing. However, a stack of deliverables makes 3K a month a no-brainer offer. If you say we can help you get 10 high-ticket sales a month through our content system that includes thumbnails, scripting, editing, short form, long form, all of this stuff, that's way easier to sell than say we can help you get more views through our long form YouTube editing. So here's some examples of some deliverables. You can do ideation/scripting. You can give them video ideas and outlines of videos that are proven to perform and generate sales. You can edit their videos, whether that's long form videos or short form videos. Your editing is designed to attract your ICP and repel broke leads. These are kind of ways that you can frame it in your offer and your copy. You can deliver titles and thumbnails. You can say it's eye-catching, curiosity-inducing packaging designed to generate clicks. See how that sounds so much better than just saying that we deliver titles and thumbnails. And finally, you can chuck in channel management as well. You can handle all of the uploads, the analytics, and the comments for the channels that you're working for. If you do all of this instead of just editing, it is way easier to charge 2-3K a month for your services because you're not attached to a per video price. It's like a retainer that will actually get them results. So here's an example of a package that you could charge for. Let's say that you give them 4 video ideas and script outlines, 4 video edits, 3 title and thumbnail variations for each video, and you manage their channel. And you could even throw in like 10 short form videos as well. All of that for 1K a month. And you say this package will get you, let's say, 30% more views. That is a no-brainer for $1,000 a month. And that's how you want to position it. Now, finally, once you've got your niche, offer, and deliverables set in stone, you need to move on to step 3, which is branding. Now, there are 2 types of branding that you need to work on. First is the branding of your actual business/agency. First, come up with a name. The name does not matter whatsoever. You need to pick something in less than 2 minutes. Honestly, pause this video, set a timer for 2 minutes and come up with a name. If you're struggling, just use your initials, then media. For example, JC Media. Iman Gaji built a 6-figure, more than that, he built a 7-figure agency just with the name IAG Media, which is his initials. That thing was making 100K a month, so I'm sure you'll do fine with your initials, Media. Next, logo. Obviously, just go to Canva, search the first letter of your business name, then logo template, and you'll get a bunch to choose from. Again, 5-minute task. These things do not matter. I saw some other guy running up a creative agency with the name RAB Media, or maybe it was like really bad media or something like that. So it really doesn't matter. Just make sure it looks clean and professional. And finally, you need a website, but not just a portfolio. You see, portfolios, they just position you as a video editor. As a video editor, it's hard to demand high prices. But remember, we are now a content operator, and content operators use a landing page. Of course, you could use something like ClickFunnels or Shopify or Squarespace. They work, but they're actually just really difficult and time consuming to use. So instead, use something called Lovable. Lovable is a completely AI coding tool. All you have to do is go to Lovable and type in what you want. Say you want a landing page for my content operating business called JC Media. I need a portfolio section. I need a deliverables section. I need a testimonials section. And then you let it go. You can give it a reference image and it will build you the most professional looking landing page. Publish that to a professional custom domain. And my God, man, you've just made something that's better than 99% of agencies in a couple minutes. When you get onto this, use Lovable. Next, you need to dial in your personal branding. Now, I know personal branding is kind of this hot topic, this buzzword that's going around the internet at the moment, but we aren't going for anything crazy. You know, you see those reels, those lifestyle reels with the cool text and the really fast match cuts. We're not making reels. We're not an influencer. We are content operators. So we're just making a social profile that ensures that if a prospect searches up our name, we look like a normal human being, a human being that runs a business and is professional. So the action item here is to go to all of your social media platforms, your Instagram, your Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you're on, and clean it up. You want a professional profile picture of your face. You just want a clean bio, something that says content operator, working with wealth management YouTubers to help them increase their sales in YouTube. Something clean like that just says what you do. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. Again, this should take you no more than an hour to do. Number 3, have some professional posts. Go through, spend an hour, you can record a bit of content. Just make sure you look like a real person, because your name will get searched up. And if it looks like you're some weird high school gamer nerd, you're not going to be landing any high ticket clients. And that pretty much wraps it up for the foundations. Section number 3, the Guerrilla Acquisition Engine. At this point, you have all of the foundations in place to run a successful content operating business. Now, all we need is clients. So here's the truth. There's no best outreach platform to get content operating clients, because in 2025, most people are on most social media platforms. I imagine you have an email address. I imagine you have an Instagram account. I imagine you have a Twitter account. So how do we choose? We pick whichever is easiest to find your niche in. For YouTubers, it's generally email. This is not always true. Sometimes, maybe if you are working with fitness coaches for over 60s, Instagram might be better, because I know fitness coaches generally make more Instagram reels than YouTubers. But 9 times out of 10, it's generally email, because YouTubers have it in their bio. This is why the Guerrilla Acquisition Engine is based around cold email. However, all of the principles inside the Guerrilla Acquisition Engine still apply to any other platform that you can send messages to other people on, if it's easier to find your niche in another platform. So how does it actually work? Step 1 is we need leads. But the truth is that lead scraping is a really low leverage activity. It's unskilled manual labor that can easily be outsourced. And the best part is it's stupidly cheap, and it will free up a bunch of our time to spend on making the clients that we already have happy. However, the quality of our leads could be the make or the break of our outreach campaign. So make sure that you follow the system that I'm about to lay out exactly to hire high quality talent for a low price. The best way that I found to get leads in 2025 is to use the Upwork method. Upwork is just a freelancing platform. Your fuckers might be using it to get video editing clients, and fuck me, you are so far out if you're doing that, but you're here to learn. So we're using Upwork to find a lead scraper. So create an account, log in, and this is the job post template that you want to use. We are looking for a fast and efficient lead scraper to generate me a list of leads in the blank industry. You might want YouTuber leads in the wealth and retirement industry. I need the following information: number 1, full name; number 2, email address; and number 3, YouTube channel link. We are looking for someone with extreme attention to detail, who takes pride in the quality of their work and has experience in the industry. We need 1,000 leads. Please apply if you can do this for us. Looking forward to reading your application. This template should get you 10 to 20 applications, but make sure that you hire somebody who meets the following 3 criteria. Number 1, has experience on Upwork. When somebody applies, you can see how much they've made in the past and like their star rating, their satisfaction rate is what it's called. This ensures that they have experience and been entrusted by other companies before. We don't want to be working with somebody who Upwork doesn't say that they've like actually done this before, because there's a low chance that they'll actually be able to do it. Number 2, going to ask them for an example list, kind of a trial list, and it needs to be flawless. Because if their trial list isn't amazing, that means that their work isn't going to be excellent. So ask each applicant for a trial list of 5 leads. Only hire someone whose list matches all of your criteria, because you will get a few applicants who will send you a random list of some like generic random leads trying to sell this to you for like $500. Do not hire them. That's a complete and utter waste of money, because when you reach out to these low quality leads, you will not make any money. And the final criteria that the virtual assistant needs to meet is that they should be priced between 10 cents and 25 cents per lead. This is the standard rate for lead scrapers in third world countries, so aim to get someone anywhere in this price range. This is the standard rate for lead scrapers in third world countries. Aim to get somewhere in this price range. If you do, you'll be able to get 1,000 leads for as cheap as $100. 1,000 leads, if used correctly, if using the right copy, will easily get you to 10, 20k a month as a content operator. So let's move on to step 2 of the Guerrilla acquisition engine, the actual copy of the email, or if you're sending it on another platform, the message. Most outreach fucking sucks. Why? Because they make it all about themselves. I'm an editor, here's my work. So instead, we make it all about the prospect by leveraging something called the law of reciprocity. The law of reciprocity tells us if we give someone something, they feel naturally inclined to give us something back because they subconsciously feel indebted to us. So if we lead our email, our outreach with free value, they'll feel obligated to book a sales call with us. We've given them something of value, they want to give us something back. And the easiest thing for them to give back to us is a call, is some of their time. So here's the exact breakdown of the copy that you should be using. First, the subject line. The subject line needs to be a pattern break. You see, humans have evolved to have something called the click-whir response. It comes from a cassette player. When you press down the button, it makes a click, and the response is a whir sound. Click, whir. Stimulus and response. We have a certain set of stimuli, and to those stimuli, we have a response. And click-whir responses can be developed through our lifetime. And with most business owners, with most clients that we're going to be reaching out to, they have a click-whir response for bad outreach. They have received so much bad outreach in their lifetime, they have a click-whir response for it. They'll have certain words and phrases that are associated with bad outreach that if they get a glimpse that yours is a bad outreach message, the stimulus, their natural response is to delete it without even reading it. That's exactly what we're trying to avoid with a pattern break. We're pattern breaking so we don't trigger their click-whir response. People skim read through their emails. You need to catch their attention. They'll skim read and classify outreach, promo, outreach, but we need to catch their attention. Stand out from the rest of the shit in their inbox and make them think, what is this? Here's some examples. We have question for name. This has been working for years and years and years because it could be from anybody. It could be from their mother, it could be from a client, it could be from a potential investor. They'll have no idea who it's from before they click into it. Another one that I've used is we need to talk name. If somebody sent me the email with we need to talk Joseph, I'd think, what the fuck have I done? What have I done? Must have done something wrong. I need to click in to find out what the fuck is wrong. So next is the preview line. If you get sent an email, you can see the subject plus the preview. This line can be read without the email being opened. So you need to make a good impression. Make a genuine compliment or ask a specific question that could relate to them or their content only. Specifically, this cannot be even 1% generic. This needs to be hyper personalized. Put some thought into this because this is the make or break of your email. Honestly, spend 1 to 2 minutes per prospect coming up with this first line. Here's some examples. If you see they bought a new BMW M4, for example, you could put, how's the new BMW M4 treating you? That could not be done by AI. It's also got some charisma, some character, and it makes them want to reply. And maybe they really want to talk about their car as well. Or you could say this to me, for example, I really liked your business first approach to editing, especially productizing it, so smart. This is stroking my ego. If you can stroke your prospect's ego, appeal to their ego, it's an easy way in. Next is the body copy. We use the rest of the copy to set the context of the email and answer their main question. Why the fuck have you emailed me? We're doing something called value first outreach. So we want to introduce the valuable thing that we've made for them and give them a reason that they should watch it. Here's an example. Emailing you because I recorded a quick video for you. It's 3 editing tweaks that you can make to your YouTube videos to increase your attention. This gives them why we're emailing them and what they get from watching what we've made them. And why would they not click it? It's free value made personally for them. Next is the offer. Once we've linked the free resource that we've made them, you need to give them a call to action by making a no-brainer offer. The goal is to make them feel stupid for saying no. Here's an example. I'd be happy to implement these 3 tweaks that we mentioned earlier and we mentioned in the video in your next video for completely free. And if you hate it, I'll send you $100 for wasting your time. Loads of people offer to edit your video for free. But if someone was to edit my video for free, there's way more cost than there is benefit. I could waste time for a video that I can't even post on my YouTube channel. So if they offer me $100, if I don't like it, if they waste my time, that completely takes out the risk on my end. Because the worst thing that could happen is I make $100. If you have the balls to run this, then you are going to get a lot of responses. And finally, we want to add in social proof because if nobody's trusted us before, why would a new client trust us? Generally, you can either go hard on the risk reversal / offer, or you can go hard on social proof. You have to pick one, you can't be anywhere in between, but the best is to have both. Sign off the email, and as a subtle way to add social proof, you can add a mini case study in the PS. This makes you feel more trustworthy of their time and business. Here's an example. Let me know what you think. Joseph. PS, we use these strategies to generate Nathan Nazareth 1 million views on a single video. It's kind of like a subtle flex at the end and makes you seem way more legit, valuable, and trustworthy. But I've mentioned the free value a bunch of times in this copy, so what should we actually do it? Step 3, free value. The first option is a Loom video. I like to call it a content audit. This works better if you're offering more services than just video editing, because you can really position yourself as a content operator, a strategist, somebody who can get them more views and make them more money. So how do we record one of these Loom videos? We want our face in a circle, in a corner, and their YouTube channel in the background. Then we can embed it into the email as a GIF because it makes it impossible not to click on. Imagine you've been sent an email. There's some random kid in the bottom left chatting about your YouTube channel that you can see in the back. There's no way that you don't click on it to find out what the fuck that they're even talking about. That is the psychology behind creating the Loom video like this and embedding it like this. But what do we even say in it? We want to give them 2 to 3 minutes of actionable advice on how they can actually improve their content. Honestly, I want you to give them enough information that they could go out and implement it themselves. Maybe it's changes to their thumbnails to get a higher click-through rate. Maybe it's some editing tricks that they could add in that would increase their retention and their clicks to their digital product. Or maybe you've spotted something really unique that's a specific problem to their channel. I'd give them 3 actionable pieces of editing advice, content strategy advice that they could actually use to implement and improve on their content themselves. I am talking that they could use this by themselves to make more money. But here is the clever psychology behind it. It's easier for them to hire you to do what you've just told them to do than for them to do it themselves. Think about it, they might have to learn a bunch of skills to implement what you've actually just said, because what you've just said has given them a eureka moment. They need to do that, because if they don't, it's going to be bugging them in the back of their head. So one of 2 things could happen. They straight away just book a call there because they know you can help them with what they've just said. Or number 2, they try to implement it themselves, realize they're fucking shit, then they hire you to do it for them. And to make it easy for them to book a call, give them a CTA. And you can put a button in the top right of the screen that says click here and will take them straight to your booking page. That's exactly how to make the Loom video. The key idea is to make it as value packed as possible. Genuinely. Give away all of your source pause. One thing to keep in mind is your tone. You want to sound genuine and excited to be giving these people the information. You can't sound like it's your 50th one you've done today. It might be, but you have to sound excited. You're giving this prospect a unique opportunity that they've never heard before that could make them a lot of money. That's the tone that you want to have. Confident, convicted, and excited. The other option for free value is to re-edit one of their videos. Download it in 4K. The higher quality, the better. Then take the first 30 seconds and re-edit it to the very best of your ability. I'm talking learn new things, absolutely cook up on these first 30 seconds. The better you make it now, the easier it will be for them to hire you. Again, upload it to Loom so they can see this new edit on their video through the email as a GIF, which again makes it impossible not to click. But this whole system relies on one thing. And if you don't get this one thing dialed in, then the whole system won't work. And that one thing, of course, is volume. Volume negates luck. If you send 50 of these per day, you'll struggle to not hit 10K per month. The odds are stacked in your favor. The more you send, if you turn up day in and day out, there is no way that you don't land clients. I don't mean send 50 one day, then give up. I mean every single day for the next month, 2 months, 3 months. If you want to get this to work, if you're serious about getting your content operating business to 10, 15, 20K per month, this is what is required of you. Part 4. Sales mastery. Using the Guerrilla acquisition engine, you should be booking multiple sales calls every single week. A lot of editors are honestly scared of sales and they have a lack of experience selling over the phone. However, it's not even half as difficult as most people think. In fact, using the framework that I'm about to show you, sales becomes easy. And quite frankly, enjoyable. You're going to be talking to really cool people. People who make cool YouTube videos and have cool businesses. It's going to be an enjoyable experience meeting and talking to these people. Why would you be scared of that? It's something to look forward to. It's nothing more than two interesting businessmen discussing a potential partnership. That will benefit both parties. You get money and work. They get cool videos, better performance, and more money. So step 1 of a sales call is to build rapport. You don't want to jump on a sales call and start grilling them immediately about their business. No, you need to build rapport. You get on, you say hello. Imagine they're a friend that you haven't talked to in 10 years. Ask them where they're from, where they're calling from, what's the weather like, how's their day been? You're breaking the ice. You see, no matter how many sales calls you've done in your life, you're always going to be nervous before them. It's a nervous environment. Both parties will have some sort of resistance before hopping on the call. So step 1, building rapport, is all about breaking that ice, making it easy between you two, making the conversation flow. You're breaking any awkward tension there is about you being the seller and them being the buyer. You're kind of becoming friends and establishing a potential connection/partnership between them. So once you've got over this small talk for a couple of minutes, you want to set the agenda. Tell them how this call's gonna run. Say something like this. So client, this is how these calls usually run. First, I'll ask you a few questions about your channel, what you're doing right now, your kind of goals, where you want to scale to, all that good stuff. Then I'll tell you a bit about what we do. Then we can decide if we want to move forward or not. Does that sound good? They'll say yes. Then you move on to the next step. You define their current situation. You ask them questions. Ask them fairly open-ended questions about what they're doing with YouTube and their business right now. Now, I'm not going to give you an exact script because I don't want you to have a scripted conversation. I want you to ask questions to flesh out your mental image of what their current situation looks like, how many subs they have, if they have a content team, and how you can help them. Side note, do not be typing what they say. Typing is distracting. If you hear that while you're trying to talk, it is extremely off-putting. Over here, I have a notepad and I have a pen. So when I take sales calls, I can write down, yes, I know it's archaic, write down what they're saying. So when later in the call, I can refer back to it. Do this. Typing is intrusive, but you need to be writing down what they're saying so you can call back to it later in the call. Now, once you've got a clear idea of what their current situation looks like, you ask them questions about their desired situation, how much time they want to be spending on content, if they want a content team, the sort of videos they want, how many views they want to get, how many subscribers they want, how much money they want to be making, how little time they want to be spending. You want to establish a clear picture of the future, of the desired situation that they want. And once you've done this, you should have a big list on your notepad, and there should be a stark contrast between where they are now and where they want to be. And your job is to sell them the bridge, sell them the transformation between their current situation and their desired situation, which moves us on to step 5, the pitch. Once you've asked enough questions, you've had a good conversation about these two states, you say, yo man, I think I've got a pretty good idea of where you are now and where you want to be. Is it okay if I tell you a bit about what we do and how we can help you get there? They'll say, of course. Then you go for it. Keep it vague, keep it a couple minutes, and tell them in a very high level, far away perspective what you do. Not the nitty gritty. Don't tell them about how good you are at using Premiere Pro. Tell them what you do. Do you have an authority-based editing style? Are you going to attract them higher quality leads? What average retention rate do your clients have? You want to keep it very brief. Like I said, 2 minutes max. And the goal of the pitch is to make it look like the bridge between their current situation and their desired situation. If they say they're spending 8 hours a week editing their own videos, say, well, you don't have to worry about editing videos anymore because we do that all for you. If they say they hate uploading videos to their channel because it takes up all their Wi-Fi speed, say, we do that for you. If they say they're so bad at coming up with titles, they just want really good titles, say, we do that for you. You are positioning your service, your content operating service, as the bridge between their current situation and their desired situation. That's the pitch. But because you've kept it so brief, that moves us on to step number 6. Questions. They are going to have a lot of questions for you. Let me draw you a bar. This is the buying threshold, and different prospects will have different buying thresholds. The threshold being information. Some people will buy, let's say this is 1 to 10. Some prospects will buy with 1 out of 10 information, but some prospects will need 8 out of 10 amount of information before they buy something. So different prospects are going to have different amounts of questions, and it's your job to let them ask all of the questions they need before they can make an informed buying decision. Some of them will only need to ask you 1 question, but some might need to ask you 18. It's a spectrum. You won't know until you're there. So let them do it. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions, but again with the answers, keep them vague, keep them high level, keep them guessing. People buy due to curiosity. Keep them curious. And eventually, they will ask you for the price. Do not give them the price in the pitch. Give them the price when they ask for it. You should have a general idea of how much your packages cost and which package will be best for them because you asked them in their current situation how much they want to be uploading, how much they want to make. Just give them the price. Say it's $2,000 a month. Stop. Shut the fuck up. You don't have to justify it. You don't have to give them extra information. Just give them the price. Don't let them negotiate. That's your price. Stand by it. That's how much it costs. Then finally, we move on to the close. They're either going to tell you yes or no. If they say yes, take the payment on the call. Well done. You have just landed a client on a high ticket retainer. That is huge. Congratulate yourself. If they say no, you could do something called objection handling. That's a bit beyond the scope of this video, but if you're interested, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube. It could make a whole 3-hour video by itself. So honestly, don't worry yourself about objection handling right now. For B2B sales, don't follow a word-for-word script. The prospect can tell if you are. Sales calls should be a both-sided conversation, not an interrogation. We aren't trying to be Jordan Belfort using some crazy sales techniques. We're a business with a solution that can solve another business's problems. This is a call just to see if you are a good fit for each other. Sales is a skill. The more calls you take, the better you'll get at it. You're not going to be perfect on your first time. So keep sending emails, keep booking calls, and keep practicing. because one day you will be a very experienced sales rep. And sales is one of the best skills you can know for running a business. So if you ever decide to move out of content operating, you'll always be able to use this skill into the future. Here are some bonus tips. Number 1, take payment on the call. Have your payment processor ready. Once you've agreed on a monthly price, send them the link on the call and get started as soon as possible. If you hop off the call without taking payment, there's a bunch of time for them to change their mind. We do not want that. So as soon as they've said yes, get them in the moment and take the payment. Number 2, if they're not closing, you can just offer a free video. Like I said, objection handling is beyond the scope of this video. Instead, if the client tells you that they need to think about it or they need to ask their dog, offer them a free video to see if they want to move forward. If they say no to a free video, they don't want to work with you. They're just being polite. But if they say yes, they just want to see a bit more of your work before they make the leap with moving forward to you. Another bit of sauce with sales calls, if they say yes to the free video, take their card on file. If you're using Stripe, add them as a customer with their payment method, because this shows that they have actual buying intent. You don't have to take any money out, you just want them to have some skin in the game. And number 3 is to be in a state of abundance. Closing sales calls is just like picking up girls. The more you want them, the less they want you. Think about that one guy who you know from school or your work who does not get any bitches, but he does the most. He is trying so hard. He's always talking to them, buying them stuff, asking them to go on dates, but no matter what he does, he can't get a girlfriend. He can't get his dick wet. Why? Because his neediness is pushing them away. Now think about the guy who gets all the bitches, me. Girls like me because I don't need them. I don't need them in my life. I want them, it would be nice, but I'm not actively putting in all my effort to get them. That's attractive. That's being in a state of abundance because I have a choice of 10 girls. They're just 1 out of 10. So they have to put in some effort to come to me. That's what being in a state of abundance does. It brings stuff towards you, whereas being needy repels it. The same goes on sales calls. Don't go onto the call thinking this is the only sales call that you'll ever get, that this is the only client, this is your only chance. You don't need to close them. That energy will repel them. Keep it casual, keep it low key, keep calm. The thing is, before you've even done the discovery process, the current and desired situation, you don't even know if you could help them. They might not even want to start a YouTube channel, for God's sake. So don't go onto the call thinking about closing. Go onto the call thinking about seeing if you're a good fit. And once you know that they're a good fit, then you can start thinking about closing. Because you know you can get them results. Then it's your moral duty to convince them to close. The 5th and final section, productized editing. Getting 5 to 10 clients should only take you 2 to 3 months of consistent outreach. I mean consistent, sending 50, 100 a day. I know that sounds like a lot of work, but who said this was going to be easy? But then the problem becomes servicing these clients without working more than 4 hours a day. So how do we solve this? We build systems once that we can use indefinitely. One of the biggest reasons we are working with educational content creators is because they want a simple editing style. We want an editing style that is something repeatable, clean, and professional. The best style for this is text-based editing. No animations, no After Effects, just clean effects revolving around text on the screen. It's easy to reuse and clients will pay hundreds for a video in this style. The best example of this editing style is Ed Lawrence, but do not just rip his aesthetic, spend some time developing your own. So once this video is over, go to Ed Lawrence's YouTube channel and watch his editing style. But like I said, don't just copy it. I've seen so many of you watching my videos, watching his videos, then just copying his editing style. Don't do that. Take the principles of it, take the idea of it, and create something that's uniquely your own, that honestly looks better. You can make it better than his. Just put your mind to it, put in the work. Another example of this is I have a video called Productized Editing is the fastest way to 10K a month. Go watch that video. It's in this sort of editing style. And again, don't just copy it. use the principles, make your own version. So how do we turn editing, which is seen as a service, and turn it into a product that we can deliver in under 2 hours? Well, step one is cutting the footage. In today's day and age, you should not be manually cutting footage. It's a waste of time, it's mindless, and literally robots can do it. So we get a robot to do it. You can either use Gling or Firecut. I found they both work well, and it's literally a matter of preference. Gling's a bit easier to use, and Firecut's kind of integrated into Premiere Pro. So pick one, pay for it, use it. But these softwares won't cut the footage 100% accurately, but they'll get you 70% of the way there and reduce cutting footage to a 20-minute task. It will still leave in some bad takes and some silences that you want to cut out. It might cut off the end of words as well. So while you're correcting the errors that these softwares made, add markers like this into the timeline at places that you want to add effects. So let's say here you want like a full screen text, and here you want a lower third. When you're going through and correcting it, you see that that effect would be in a good spot there, and add the markers at each point that you'd want a new effect until you've done the whole timeline. So then we don't have to spend time going through the footage again. So when we get to adding effects, we can just go to the markers, read which effect we need, and use that. Which takes us on to step 2, the vault. Create a new Premiere Pro project, but this also works in DaVinci or Final Cut, whatever you use, and call it the vault. This is where you're going to keep all of the assets that you need to edit an educational video. Why? Because when you need to use it again, all you have to do is copy and paste it from the vault and change the text. But here's the important part. Come up with your own unique style. Find or make backgrounds that you really like. Use unique, clean animations and fonts. The better and more unique you make the vault look now, the easier you'll find it to charge high ticket retainers for your work. Sure, you can make something really simple, really basic, and honestly quite shitty. You might be able to charge $50 for a video, maybe $500 a month for a client, probably even less. But if you just put in the time now, making your vault look good, you'll find it so much easier to charge high prices, because better editing does equal more money. Quick side note, make sure that the colors and fonts are interchangeable, so you can match the client's branding when they come on board. When you sign a new client, once you've taken payment, you can send them a form asking for their B-roll clips, asking for their fonts and their color scheme. So you can create a new vault project and just change the fonts and the colors to match their branding. So what should you actually put in the vault? I have found these 6 things are the most important. First, half screen text. Here would be the person. This would be the talking head here. Then half of the screen would be text and half would be the person. Second is full screen text. This could be a title screen, maybe they say something impactful, but this is what that would look like. Number 3 is a lower third. Just text. Again, this is text-based editing. Text would come up on the lower part of the screen and emphasize what they're saying. Number 4, B-roll plus face cam. This would be B-roll. Side note about B-roll. Stock footage is so outdated. If you're using stock footage of like random people talking or in an office, it's so low budget. I'd rather have a video completely unedited than a video with random stock footage. So never use it. The only stock footage that you should use is ones without faces in. So maybe it's money, maybe it's typing, but nothing with people or faces in. The only other B-roll you should use is custom B-roll recorded by the creator. If they don't have it, suggest to them that they should record it. Either way, that's what you have here. And this is just a face cam. You'd kind of crop their face and put it in the corner here. Then you could have the background, your unique background here that you put there. Number 5 is a timeline. This is something that can guide the viewers through the video. Let's say the video has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. You'd have a timeline with 6 things. And once they get to each point, you can reveal the next points. That just gives them kind of an idea where they are in the video. And finally, I've drawn this to represent a unique visual. I'd say once in every video you have the license to create something that actually is a bit more fancy. Spend 5, 10, maybe 20 minutes creating a unique looking visual. For example, we have a funnel here. You could have an animated something coming in and then something coming out. But again, not too complex. This is just to raise the value of your video. If you want to put this anywhere, put this at the start. If you're making a custom animation, put it at the start. You don't want to be animating the whole thing. So if you are going to put a custom animation in, put it in the first 30 seconds. This is because when people are paying the most attention and they'll be more impressed, it will have more of an impact. But again, I can't emphasize this enough. This is just a template. Do not copy this. The whole part of being in a content business is to be creative and unique. Put your own spin on it. Have taste. Step 3 is the finishing touches. Here's what we're not doing. Sound effects and music. Sound effects and music are so outdated. Do you know how distracting sound effects are? I can't tell you the amount of times I've watched a YouTube video and I've heard a whoosh and clicked off because it just annoyed me so much. Sound effects detract from the value of the video. This whole editing style is to add to the value of the video, not take away from it. Same with music. Cool, it might be a vibe, but what does it add to the value of the video? Absolutely nothing. That's why we're not putting in music. It's a waste of our time trying to find it. If the creator really wants it, sure, you can put it in, but you could even tell them why you're not, because it takes away from the value that they are saying, the educating that they are doing. Productized editing only works if you go into the projects with these mindsets. Number 1, passable is more important than perfect. If you spot one tiny mistake, aesthetic mistake, do not go into the video, re-edit it, re-render it to make it perfect. That's a waste of time. It's not making anybody more money. We are now a business. We're not editors. We're not creatives. We are a business. We are prioritizing making a video passable, making it convert, not making a perfect cinematic masterpiece. You don't need to make it perfect. You need to make it professional, clean, and minimal. Secondly, your editing needs to add value, not take away with it. We're not adding animations for the sake of making it look pretty. We're adding animations to add to the value, to make it easier to understand. So if you're adding effects just for the sake of it, stop doing it. We're not going for perfect. We're adding value to the video through our editing and cutting. Next is taste. I hate to break it to you, but not everybody has taste, but it is something you can develop. Spend time watching YouTube videos, watching media that you like, and develop a taste and a unique sense of style that you can use in your editing. Like I said earlier, we're trying to make these screens, these templates look unique. So develop a taste so you can make your own unique version that creators will pay a lot for. Taste is something that will never be able to be replaced by AI. There's always a person that has to have the taste behind a vision. And as a creative, as a content operator, you need to have taste, a vision behind what you're making. And finally is minimalism. Editing is a space that's dominated by more equals better. But if you can come in and create something minimal that looks exceptional, that's when you win. And in case you still don't believe this system works, let me remind you. Timek, a video editor from Poland, went from scraping by in his 9-to-5 SaaS job to making over 7K a month in under 90 days. Martin was in debt, working 16-hour days just to survive. Now he runs a 6-figure editing agency using this exact content operating model. These guys aren't outliers. These are people who are exactly where you are now. Burnt out, stuck, second-guessing everything, wondering if content operating could really work for them. Now, I know that you're fired up. The notes, the framework, the whole strategy laid out in front of you. But before you go sprinting off to build your dream, let me give you one last heads up. If you try to implement this system alone, it's going to be hard. You're going to run into a lot of roadblocks. You'll pick the wrong niche, your edits won't click in the market, you'll send hundreds of emails and hear nothing back. You'll fumble sales calls, you'll waste months tweaking things that don't even matter. You might even start to think that this system doesn't work, when in reality, you're just missing the nuances. The model is simple, but It's surgical. Content operating only works when you follow the steps properly. The right action in the right order, done with precision. And when you do that, it changes your entire life. So right now, you have 3 options. Option 1, do nothing. Go back to Twitter, keep editing for 1 to 2K a month and hope that something changes. But it won't. Option number 2, take all of the information that you've learned in this video and implement it alone, which you can do, but understand this, it's gonna take you a while, months, or maybe even years. Keep this in mind, every month that you're not making 10 grand, you are losing 10 grand. That's 6 figures a year gone, just because you were stubborn. Or you can take option 3. Now, I don't give this option to many people, but because you've watched this video all the way through, I can tell that you are serious about getting results. The option being, you work one-on-one with me. This isn't some group coaching or cookie cutter course where you get left behind. This is personal. You and me building your content operating business from scratch. I'll help you craft an irresistible offer. Pick the perfect niche of rich clients. I'll build your landing page, write your outreach scripts, build your vault, literally hand you the entire system. The exact same content operating framework that Timek, Martin, and dozens of others used to scale fast. And to make this option a no-brainer, if you don't add 5k per month to your income in the next 180 days, I'll give you all of your money back plus an extra $500 on top as an apology. Worst case scenario is you make $500. There is literally 0 risk. Right now, this is the lowest price it'll ever be. As we bring on more coaches, get more results, and stack more value, the price will go up month after month. We only let in 3 to 5 new people every month. Everyone else is rejected. This is application only because we only work with people that we know we can get results for. So if you want to be one of the few, click the first link in the description and apply. Make sure your answers are solid, and if it looks like a fit, you'll be invited to book a free one-on-one call with me. But whatever you choose, just know this. You've made it to the end of this video. You've got the roadmap now. If you take action on what you've learned, you can absolutely scale to 10k per month. But if you want to see how I helped Timek scale to over 7k a month in 90 days, click the video on screen now and I'll walk you through exactly how we did it.